Common Sense is a deep analysis to global and socio-economical issues from the point of view of real people in real time. From the Sunshine State, this is Common Sense with Lex Marshall and JT.
Welcome to one more episode of Common Sense. My name is Lex Marshall, and to my right we have Mr. Cooper, and to my left we have Mr. JT. Hi, give it up, guys.
Hey!
What's up? What's up?
We got a new setup today. Let's see him. We got a new cameraman right
I
there.
don't think it's a new setup. I think it's just
Oh, you was
change positions.
the table.
Yeah,
Right.
and
We'll switch it.
altered the setup.
Yeah, we have video now.
We got
So
some
people
side
can-
lighting.
People can watch our faces, nasty ass faces.
Yeah, disgusting, realistic humans.
Yeah, we're
We're real, guys. We're real.
We're real.
We're real.
This is
We're
the
very
real stuff
real.
here.
Yes.
I want to present to you this recording that I found on Facebook, and here we are.
Let's hear
From the
it.
moment you were born up until now, you've been programmed to be broke, and you probably never even realized it. Don't believe me? Let me prove it to you. If you're like most people, unless you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, the first person that touched you after you were delivered was a nurse who had money problems. And even the doctor who smacked your bottom was in debt up to his eyeballs. And then the nurse handed you to your parents, who likely couldn't even afford to have you in the first place. And then when your parents went to work, you were watched by a preschool teacher who barely made minimum wage. Then you went to elementary school, where your teachers were having money problems. Then to middle school, where your teachers were struggling to pay off college debt. And then to high school, where your teachers were more worried about how they'll pay their own rent than teaching you math and science. Then, after graduation, your broke teachers were replaced by broke professors. Then you got a job working for your overworked and underpaid manager. All so you can go home and hang out with friends and family who are all broke too. So you can see exactly how being broke has slowly been programmed into your DNA your entire life. It's been going on so long that it's normal to most people, and why they'll likely die flat broke. But what if it didn't have to be that way for you and your family? And what if you could practically go back in a time machine and start over, only this time getting the financial education that you should have gotten in the first place? Imagine learning how to achieve financial security to better provide for your family without having to work for the man the rest of your life. What would it feel like?
All right, this is like an infomercial from some company named Money Matters Institute. What they do is they do some kind of training that makes people be more aware of their financial situations. I know it's just, I think it's just like a ad that they want to make money off people that already broke. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
but it caught my attention because it's actually true. You know, like I was talking to my friend John, and he was having money problems. You know, which I think we had money problems before in our lives. You know, I remember being broke, like flat broke. I mean, I have nothing. I was walking with a barrel in my waist.
With a what?
The barrel,
Barrel?
yeah, like
Oh, yeah, like the cartoons with
Yeah.
the suspenders. You had like a stick with a handkerchief.
yeah. And my question to you: do we really that broke?
Are we that broke?
Yeah, like this generation, is it really broke? Like, what do you guys think?
What is it? It's a matter of the final. I mean, no, fine. It's not final. It's just that the way we're living in is the money. It take over us, and we buy more stuff than we need. And I think they lead us to confusion first, and it's kind of status. It's kind of the people they want to pretend that it's someone else for having that item.
That Mr. Cooper, are you broke?
Am I broke?
Yeah.
What's your definition of broke?
Like have no money. Like
No money?
Like you live paycheck after paycheck, and your paycheck is not enough to cover your expenses. That's what I call it, broke.
I live within my means.
But like broke. Like let's say like
I don't
if you
have like a substantial savings.
If you have like unexpected expense, can you afford that? Let's say like your car breaks down and there's no way back.
Yeah, I've spent several $1,000s on maintaining my car in the last couple of years.
but let's say your car breaks totally down, like,
Like I need a new car.
yeah. Can you go and buy another one?
Not in cash.
Not in cash. How are you, JT?
No, not in cash. I don't think so. But I have one maintain my car, so it lasts longer.
Because like here, my floor manager didn't have enough money to buy a memory card. Are you broke?
Definitely, yeah.
He's young. He's young. That's okay.
But I think it matters of financial education for all of us. We didn't have it in the school. We didn't have it as a young adult, and obviously we didn't have it as adults.
You think like the system is like the video said, like the system itself is designed to not for us to be broke?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm totally yes.
You
And
like-
Well, I mean,
totally
I don't know. It's not that simple.
understand.
There's different players. Some people obviously want to take over money, but
But I think people don't have the information how to.
it's a lot of things, though. It's not just financial.
Yeah, but that's
There's a lot of
that's what is
examples.
matter. That's what you're gonna live your life. I mean, you don't care in the atomic bomb. You care about your. I mean, if your car breaks down right now and you don't have to pay for a starter,
Practical
you
education.
don't worry about the bomb, the atomic bomb. You worry about how gonna get $200 to replace your starter. So
Sure.
I think it's more
More
important.
practical knowledge.
Yeah.
Practical.
You're like young people. I understand young people. Like they want to go out, they want to have fun, and it's fine with me. I mean, they want to spend all their money, right? But then there's a certain point in time in our age that we kind of get mature, and then we start thinking like, hey, I don't want to spend this money because I need it for rent. But I know people that they spend rent money and just goofing around, and that's because lack of information of how they were told to spend the
So,
money.
like basic math.
Yeah.
Do you think lack of being able to think? All right, I'm making this much a week,
Right.
so
And
this much
but
a month.
I agree with the JT that system I think makes people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because like we
what
have,
do you mean,
well,
marketing or
yeah,
advertising?
in this country we have something that we call credit, right?
Well, yeah, I mean they get that over.
But not all the countries have this system, credit
I mean,
system.
anything that's like modern, yeah.
No,
No.
not
What are you
really.
talking about? Credit cards? Credit cards are all over
Credit.
the world.
Right. But in some countries, like if you don't have assets, you're not allowed to have credit card.
Which countries?
Latin America,
Okay.
there's
You
lot-
can't open a credit card?
No, not if you have no assets.
So, like, what, you need a house?
You
Or
need to have assets to gain credit cards because your credit card is conditioned to those assets. They say like you default the payment, the credit card, then they come and take your shit. Simple as
they
that.
do that.
And here it's like your worth. Like okay, I'm gonna get a credit card. I'm gonna get a loan for $1,000. No questions asked. They give you the $1,000, and then you can pay. They go to collections. They can sue you. Blah 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 blah. At the end, you end up paying some of the money that you owe. No big deal. Then if something gets piled up, your debt is skyrocketing. Blah blah blah. You go to chapter 7, chapter 11, bankruptcy code. Wipe everything down and start over.
Yeah, you can't get away
Not
from
on
all of them.
Yeah, not all the countries do that. Yeah, I think this country is kind of specifics on what you can do, what you can. This is just a system, and I think the system
You think
they
that's
want you
bad?
to do that.
You
I
think
don't
that's
think
bad?
it's bad, but I think that people take advantage.
Make the
Oh,
people irresponsible.
Irresponsible, yeah, it's
I mean,
irresponsibility.
I'm sure it helps some people.
Nah, I don't think it didn't help
People
me.
that
Actually,
start-
I think it's damaging
People
people.
that start businesses, they could use loans.
But that is the problem.
How's that
Because
a
you
problem?
need a loan. Because you need a loan, you need a credit. So you don't build actually wealth. You started a new business with the people you don't own. So that is no business. You start a business with somebody else's money. That's what at the bank it is. Somebody else's money.
Well,
so
it's
you
the
put your
same thing as
saving.
a car. If you,
You
buy
put in
a
a
car and
saving.
you
But I
get
think it's-
payments,
Right, but I think
a
it's
house
bad.
with payments, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not an active. It's a passive because you spending money and something is developable. You know what I'm saying? That's how the system works here in the United States. And I think most of the people, the middle class, they live in paycheck because they don't have wealth, they don't have savings because most of the things they own, they're somebody else. If you get a mortgage, that belongs to the bank, right? If you own a car, that belongs to the dealer.
Yeah, until you pay it off.
And if you own clothes, maybe they belong to Macy's. They're actually not yours. You loan the money. You,
How does that work?
You buying
Clothes?
things. You buying things. What people they spend money for. I don't understand this. And don't get me mad and don't hate me for saying
Not gonna
this.
hate you.
But I hate people that buy food and they buy drinks. They go to the bar or clubbing or whatever with credit cards. I hated it. When I see somebody paying their food with credit card,
What about a debit card?
with them, oh, that's different.
Yeah, because it's your money.
That's your money. But if you paying interest for food and you go in the restaurant, that means you broke. You don't have money to pay.
Well, what
I
if
mean,
you're just paying it
and
off
I mean,
every
I mean,
month to
I
build
mean,
your
saying,
credit?
okay, but you using somebody else's money.
Yeah, but again, the credit, man. The credit is the problem.
Yeah, as long as you're not. But I mean, you can be responsible with it, where you know how much you have
yeah,
and
but
how much you
I-
can spend.
But
and
like
you just pay
happens.
it
What
off.
happened
Yeah, and how many people you know they do that?
the other day in
Me.
the other day that in the place that we
Sometimes two people.
the other place that we're working that I'm working actually, one guy fell. You know, I don't know if he broke his neck or something like that. You know, he wasn't dead, but he fell on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
let's move on.
And
And what my thinking is, if it happened to me and I broke one of my legs or broke one of my
you
arms,
hurt yourself.
and I hurt myself in some way, you know, going to the gym and washing my car, you know, walking my dog, and something happened to me, who's gonna pay my bills? Even if I'm responsible for my credit, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna pay for it if I don't have the financial education to live, you know, for 3 or 6 months ahead of my life? If I live in pay check by check, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I consider that a problem with the healthcare system.
No, that doesn't matter because life happens. I mean, like Forrest Gump
Yeah, but in
says,
other countries,
shit
you don't have
happens.
to pay for it.
What do you mean you
But
have to pay for
but
it?
the healthcare is
Healthcare?
part of the system, though.
Okay, but you could take care of your bills. But what about your rent? What about the car you own? What about the mortgage? What about
You're
your
always
kids?
gonna have expenses.
Okay, but that's my point. You don't have a back. You know, you don't have backup for that. And the things that I understand is, and that the people being told to me as a adult in having a life with wife and kids, and be responsible is you have your backup of your money for something happen. It's not just the insurance. It's not just the money that you're saving. It's not the money that you get every paycheck. It's the money that you saving for your life. And I believe in financial freedom. I believe in, and I believe in 80% of the people advertises. And if you educate yourself to have a life, you can be wealthy, and you can have a business, and you can have a different kind of job. Because we live in a place where we don't do what we like. We work in a place and we live in a place and we're forced to do it.
You think that's right? I feel sometimes that way.
I felt that way
Right when
to
I
a
was,
degree. I feel like I'm in a different stage of it.
yeah, but when I was young, and I started working at the restaurant, I was washing dishes. I was a busser, not busser.
Bastard. I was a bastard.
I was a bastard. No, I went. I cleaned dishes, cleaned trash cans, cleaned floors. I didn't have to do that in the way that my family will take me back, because I was kind of run away. But I think I was so stubborn, tried to make it on my own, that I just kept doing it. And then I felt like I got locked into that kind of job, and for some time till now. But then I felt like there was, I didn't want to work out there in the agriculture, or, on the tomato fields, or because that's the jobs are available. People that have no education, I'm talking about university and college, So back then I was like, I can either clean dishes, I can either sweep the floors, or work in the farms field. You know, there's no way for me to make it, you know, above that. And then as the time goes by, then you get married, you know, you get kids, you know, you buy a house, and then because that's the stuff that you know how to do, and you know how to do it well because you have some experience, then it's hard for you to change fields, you know. You know, if you've been in a restaurant for a long time, you know, you're not gonna go and do, you know, graphic design, you know, or, you know, go and do something else, you know, whatever, you know, host a podcast or.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Yeah, what the hell are you talking about?
Broke, but you broke, man. How can you buy all this equipment? You know,
You did.
Because I'm not broke.
Yeah. So.
But I'm out of the equation.
Out of the loop. So you're saying.
Yeah, you know, it's just like you get, like you say, like you get trapped into the into a job that you don't like, just like because you have to make a living.
Well, I mean, I think it's a good idea to invest.
Well, you really think like what you do. You really like what you do. Do you work in a hotel?
Yeah.
So you really like what you do?
I don't hate it.
I mean, what is your dream? What is your goal in life? What do you portray yourself in the future?
What? Okay,
I want to make some form of art, aesthetic.
Okay.
Art.
What's the thing you are passionate to do? Like thing that you feel passion.
I don't think passion is a good idea.
But
I used to.
That's what I'm talking about. Dreams. What about your dream? What are you? I mean,
you should have something.
I have things that I want to do, but I don't have anything that I feel like I have to prove to anybody.
You know, like if you like to do.
But it's not about proof. It's not about
Just
something
what
that
want.
you want.
Yeah, well, I want all kinds of things.
But it's gonna be one that is you have to like just say.
As far as career,
right? As I would like to do.
No, I don't know. I want
Jet pilot.
I want
I
an empire. I want an art empire where I have
like you
animation, illustration.
Just like a Pixar.
So
like
Yeah, but not that type of content. But yeah.
But in essence, you know, the kind of art that you can sell to other people.
Like a media company.
You know, some people are passionate to do porn.
I don't know, but I don't think I'd call myself passionate about it. I think I used to be passionate. I think I think being passionate about
something. You have to be passionate about something.
Let me break this down, okay? So in my mind, passionate is counterproductive to an output of work, because if you're passionate, then you're like maybe you kind of I think it's a defeating stance, because you're like, okay, I have to be really good at this. I don't know, you build it up in your head as something sacred, where if you just see it as work,
I mean, the things I do, like I'm not gonna disclose my job, but you know, I'm gonna say, you know, like you know, I don't dislike to do it, but I'm not passionate to do it, like not to the same level that I would like to, but it's okay, you know. I don't dislike it.
You would prefer doing something else,
right?
Which I think is healthier than saying,
you know,
like,
back in the day I used to play in a band. I was the rhythm guitar player. Mm-hmm. And I felt that was my thing. You know, I want to be I want to be a rock star. You know, I want to be on tour. You know, I want to be with just hanging with a bunch of people, roadies, you name it. You know, and I think because when I grew up with bands like Scorpions, Bon Jovi, you know, Guns N' Roses, and they were making videos at the time with. They were going to concert, a bunch of girls, you know. And
you want to emulate. You want to emulate your heroes and live the dream that's being presented to you.
Right, and I was thinking like that's pretty cool. So when I started playing guitar, you know, and then I played with the band. It's just a garage band, and I felt it was like that was my passion. I was playing guitar, and I was like, dude, like this is it, you know. And then we have some chemistry with my band members back in the day. I was like, I got long hair, you know, and I was like, this is it, you know, we're gonna make it. We started writing some songs, some music, and then I got married, and then I feel like I have to leave that in place to provide for
It's be
family.
practical.
It's practical, dumb.
When I was a kid and I was raised, and we want to be somebody, and we want to be something too. And we always portrayed, and I think my generation, they portrayed like we've been dreaming when we were kids. We played, during the recess in the school and in high school, and you say, "Hey man, what do you like?" And like Marcel says, I like the rock bands, and we portrayed heroes. We portrayed the people that we far away, to become. Mm-hmm. And we were kids and say, what would you like to do for your living? What did you dream? We were kids. We were like at 7, 8 years old. And I remember my friends, they told me, oh no, I want to be a soldier. What are you going to be a soldier for? Because I like the uniform. Mm-hmm. And I like, the Jeep. And I like, being one of those, back in the time, one of those Humvees. And have a big machine gun, and you don't have a clue how that works. How does the G.I. Joe? Something like that, and I want to be a wrestler.
Snake Eyes.
And people don't, and
best.
And I think in this, the people, as a kid, you don't think in, all the problems you get through your life, but you want to become somebody. And some people, they want to be a wrestler, and put a mask on, lucha libre. Know lucha libre. And I want to become, El Santo, and I want to become Blue Demon. And I want to be
Lucha Libre is?
Big wrestler, in the ring.
Jack Black.
No.
Lucha means like...
Oh, no, Lucha. I thought you said Nacho.
No. Yeah, Nacho Libre. Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the concept.
Yeah, he portrays the wrestling pretty good.
Yeah, and
Blackjack.
And they
Jack Black.
We portray heroes. We want to become heroes, and that's why the United States is bigger. Because they portray heroes, every kid in life, they want to be Batman, they want to be Superman. But what happened? We grew up, we went to the high school, and you have problems because you can afford, a laptop. Because your parents, they don't have the financial education to buy you a laptop. And then you want to study art, but you don't have the money to study art. Then you have to keep your living. And they say, okay, my parents, they don't have the money to buy me a car, so I have to take a bus or I have to take a bike.
Yeah,
because
hard.
They don't have the financial education to get to your dream. So you got to start working for it. I think in most of my case, and I'm not speaking my generation, I'm speaking my life. I don't know anybody else's life, but I speak in my generation.
It's hard.
And then you start working.
Because you broke.
I'm not broke.
Yeah, you are.
So, okay, and we want to be, somebody else. In the story of our lives, it gets crooked because then you find a sweetheart, then you're gonna get married, then you get married, then you have child, and then you find...
And then you screw.
Totally screw. And then you try to find...
So you don't do that.
How to survive and how to pay your bills instead of you pursue your dreams.
No.
You're not gonna have kids?
No.
At all?
No.
Do you think kids are bad? Just money suckers?
I just don't want... No, they're fine. I like my nephew and niece, but I just don't...
So you don't want to have any on your own?
No.
So what will happen then the day you get old? Who's going to take care of your ass?
I don't know.
So you're going to be abandoned in some...
So you're going to just dump your ass in the government facility?
I don't know.
What? You don't know.
I'll figure it out, man. There's other ways of doing it.
This is the time you can figure it out. This is the time right now. How old are you? Like 40?
31. 40? You really think I'm 40?
You look like 40.
Ah, fuck. I just got to shave my beard. I'll go back to looking like I'm early 30s.
Yeah.
I look like I'm 40? Fuck you.
Man,
I'm not an old man like you.
You don't look old, but you look like a grumpy guy, like a
grumpy guy.
I don't know.
Are you
the beard?
The
beard.
It's weird, man.
It's the beard, man. It's the beard effect.
It's the beard.
It's the beard effect. Like people. In the Bible. I don't want to bring the Bible back. Just like the president said, let's bring that Constitution back. Yeah, I want to bring the Bible back. Beard in the Bible is authority, isn't it?
Yeah.
The beard.
The beard.
The beard represents authority.
Yeah, it definitely
so
changes.
what kind of authority you are?
I don't know.
Nothing.
The girl I'm seeing likes the beard, so I have it.
So you have a
So
She
when you
likes
lost-
the authority.
So when you lost the beard, you lost the beard, so you lost the girl.
yeah, it's like
Will I lose the
Samson.
girl if I...
You know
No.
Samson?
Samson?
Yeah, Samson, the Bible character.
Oh.
You know the guy that got super strong because he got a long hair. You know, once they cut the hair,
It was
he
before
lost-
Nero.
He,
Before Nero.
he lost all the power. Yeah, when they cut the hair. So Delilah was, you know, the girl that.
Are you sure it was before Nero?
Yeah,
No, maybe about it's about the same time.
it was before.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
maybe before. Yeah.
before was the Roman Empire. It was Philistines, and before
Smart man.
for Persia, and before the great empires.
So
But this is a background. So
anyway, go back to the
back to the money.
back to the money.
Like, what are we supposed... it's hard to make money.
No, it's not hard to make money. It's just people don't want to make money. It's not. I don't think it's hard to
Doesn't
make
make
money.
any
No, I think
That
the
doesn't
people
make
they
any
don't want to
sense.
learn. I
Yeah.
think people don't want to
No, like
learn.
on today's society, we have a lot of
And it kinda-
a lot of problems.
yeah.
Like you have like drug addiction problems, you have alcohol addiction problems. We have it's a bunch of addictions, shopping addictions. In that you like to shop things you can't afford because everything looks good. I think most of the time, like people wants to like just pretend to be in a wealthy state, and just people can talk about it. Are you one of those people? That
To
just-
pretend that you
yeah,
have money?
Yeah.
You buy things by brand, for example.
It depends. I mean, I buy expensive stuff.
Yeah, but why?
You afford it? Can you afford it? If you can afford it, it's fine.
I can afford it.
You know, you work your ass and say like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go and do this." You know, buy this, and I'm gonna go to some place. You know, I'm tired of work.
No, but
It's fine.
you buy for example, you buy a wallet just because the brand.
No, because the brand, no. I always buy based on whether I think it's a quality design and materials that may coincide with a certain brand, but I don't just buy something
Just
it's a
because it's
brand.
Gucci. Just
No.
because it's
No.
Louis Vuitton.
No.
Or
No.
you know, you have designer glasses. Well, I know somebody that has
I
designer glasses.
mean,
That's,
I don't.
matter.
If they look great and you want them,
design glasses. Designed by some dude in Walmart.
I don't have a problem with spending money on a good product.
Yeah, but it's because you like it, not because you want to pretend somebody else. So you just want to show it out.
There can be a quality of life or quality of
Yeah,
output.
well, unfortunately, like all the like JT said, you
Like,
know,
why would you get a good computer or a good mixer? It's because there's a performance
Right.
increase.
And that's what I'm right going to that point. Like, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that buy brand names because of the quality. You know, quality is kind of tied to the brand name. Now, not it's always the same thing every time. You can buy quality without breaking your bank, but you just have to be, you know, I don't know, search, you know, do like a little research and whatever. But the problem here is like people are blaming the system. I think people
Well, aren't you? Isn't that your angle?
Well, yeah, kind of. But I think my problem with the system is, you know, not educating people enough. You know, and then
They don't educate
That's
in
every
the
subject,
matter.
though.
They don't education in the matter because when I was, I tell you a little story about me. When I was in high school, I was the second guy that has car.
Okay.
In not because I couldn't afford my car. I had a little GT, you know, back in time, Volkswagen GT 81, but I had a car, and most of my, you know, my friends, they don't have a car, and I had my car, you know, parked in front of the school, and the only guy that has a truck in that time, it was the principal, and people look at you weird, and I was one of those kids that are wearing his cell phone back in the time at a Nokia, and people look at you weird. And they say, oh, and people, they judge me and they say, oh no, this is a rich guy. They want to shut up. No, just my dad was, you know, educated enough to have that kind of luxury. Maybe it was luxury back in time. And I feel good. And I say, well, I don't have, it's not my fault that my dad can afford it for me. You know what I'm saying? Even
Do you have
when,
kids like that?
Do I know what he's saying? Yeah.
No. You've had kids like that when you were in school, high school. The people like kids would they wanted to show off whatever they had.
I don't know. I never really paid attention to it.
Nah,
I think I probably had the same position as Jose, which is just I don't know.
You were
have what?
What?
I mean, I didn't have everything I wanted. Other people definitely had more than me, but I don't think I spent a lot of time thinking about what I didn't have.
So you have more normal childhood. I mean, according to the level of financial situation, you were pretty stable, right?
Stable, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
Because like like Jose, I probably was one of those kids that I hated the kids that wanted to show off, their shit. I didn't have any. I was poor, and
I don't think I was really trying to show off. It was just like skateboards are cool. I have a skateboard, but I could see how other kids would be like, I want a fucking skateboard. Fuck you. You're just trying to show off your skateboard, and I'm like, no, I just like skateboarding.
But you were born. I don't understand this. Like our friend manager, they live in a new era. They're living, back in the 80s. Back in the, he was 90 something. He's 90. He was born.
Were you?
I was born in 88,
88. Yeah. That changed the matter because back in the time, I'm 39 years old.
70s.
So
the 80s.
They weren't, cell phones around and not available for kids.
You remember having cell phone all the time?
I didn't have a cell phone until I think I was like 16.
But they were around for
long time.
No. My dad had a car phone.
Oh, that was cool.
That was old.
Ooh, I wish I had one of those, but I never had it. But they were cool. I saw them, and we can afford things, but we cannot live wealthy. That's different state. And I think my dad, when he realized that they had to provide for the family, he started looking the ways. And most people judge other people because they say, "Oh, their kids, they giving away to the kids," and I think it's fine. But in my case, my dad,
they give away too much to the kids.
Yeah, and just because they want them, leave them alone and say, "Okay, what do you need? You need a new cell phone? Okay, here's the cell phone." Just
so when the kids, the point is, when the kids grow up, they grow up by they think like everything is easy to get.
Yeah. And for the parents to concentrate on other things because there wasn't the time before they get the kids to have fun. Now they have the kids, they have to be responsible, they have to have a job, and they want to have fun at the same time.
And they use credit cards.
Yeah, of course, because they pay a vacation that you enjoy for 15 days or for 1 week, and you keep paying the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying?
But one of the things like you to say like common attention is like when you can't afford going out for dinner because most of your salary went towards rent and bills and stuff. Then at the end, there is not enough money for you to spend on going out, and then that's when the credit cards come in place. But you keep doing that, you spend more than what you earn, and then your day gets built up, and then on the top, getting. The spending the money you don't have, then you get interest. That's what the problem is, and that's the lack of education.
Because you don't have the money to pay. I mean, you're using somebody else's money. That's why you get in trouble.
Someone at work that his bank account is overdrawn, and so the bank is asking for more and more money because of the fees, because he doesn't have any money in his account and he's not paying it back. And he got paid, and we're like, all right, so you're gonna go put that, I made $200 or something. It's like, all right, so you're gonna go put that in your bank account and get back up to zero, right? And he's like, no. And he was gonna go get the check cashed. And so then they take the cut for that. And then his bank account is gonna continue to
charging him fees.
Yeah, so it's like you're just losing all your money.
But it's a trap.
You're just
Stupidly.
losing all your money.
But it's a
Stupidly.
trap. Yeah. For instance, it's one stupidity. But the only thing I think is really stupid is if you don't have enough money to spend during your month, and then you have Netflix, then you have your account on Amazon, then you pay for Spotify, then you pay for subscription every month to get you a newsletter or to get you I don't know, a perfume. Now it's very very popular that you can subscribe like $1 shave, and they pay, I don't know how much you pay. I never had one of those, and they get you the products they suppose you need for you shaving every month. That's money that you spending. Right? And plus, on top of that, you want to go out and have some fun and have some drinks, and you depressed. No, you're not depressed. You don't depressed because your life, and you don't depressed because your job. You're depressed because you have all this nonsense around you.
You're just living outside of your means.
That's right. So if I don't have money to spend and go out, I don't go.
Okay, cool. What's the next subject?
That's why you're being so fucking asshole.
I was just feeling repetitive. Live inside your means. Done.
There's a lot of people reactions here. D. Johnson said like the problem is the system. Once again, the problem is the system. We encapsulated in one capitalism way of life. Is that right?
No, that's BS.
Say it again.
That we are encapsulated into the capitalism way of life.
Capitalize
That's
everything.
part of capitalism.
Yeah.
I think it's failing at the capitalism game.
So
Now you become a socialist, bro?
Am I a socialist? I'm a democratic socialist.
So okay, like let me ask you this: what does socialist means to you?
So democratic socialist and socialist are quite different.
But what's the difference between?
What's the difference? Democratic socialists still believe in capitalism and a free market, but you believe in strengthening social programs to make the differences in wealth less severe.
Okay, so do you think that a good social program that would be teaching the people between age of 15 and 21, teach them how to handle the money?
Sure, I mean, I consider that an education decision. I don't think it necessarily.
Why? People are broke, bro. People don't have money.
Yeah, so then that would be actively trying to get more money in their hands rather than re-educating them.
This is interesting comment here.
Because I think if we invest in some kind of social program that educate our teenagers to how handle money.
Well, just tell
They
high
wouldn't
schools to do
say,
it.
bro.
Just make it a required class. Like,
Yeah, but I'm saying as a role model for government. So that as a parent you had to push to the Congress and say, hey, you had to teach them this. Not just being an engineer, not just being a professor, not just being a doctor. Because that's what they taught us for. You got to be, if you want a good life, you have to be a doctor. You have to be a lawyer. You have to be a, surgeon. Then you have to life. And with the surgeons, they live and they go out of school and they still pay in their debts.
Mm-hmm. Just like the video.
They're going to enjoy their life when they have 40 years old, 50 years old. What kind of freaking life is it?
okay, so here's an example of a social program that could help with that is less expensive education or free education, and then socialized healthcare to where you don't have to worry about those expenses. So
but
those
the
are examples of eliminating expenses for the average person.
Is another way. That's another topic.
So you want to be healthy, but you have to empty pockets.
No, the idea is that you're healthy and you have more money.
This is the thing, Cooper. Health problem is another. That's another animal, totally different animal.
Yeah, but so they're examples of socialist programs enabling free markets to do better by allowing more money in the hands of consumers so that more businesses can provide services and goods.
here's like
So it
Lisa.
stimulates the economy.
Here's what Lisa Mancini says, like, there will be a time where paper money will no longer exist because says like devaluation,
Devaluation
of the money.
physical currency.
Right. And that's, I think, like at one point in time we're gonna go back to gold money. No, I think so.
It's just become more and more digital.
Right, but how can you back up? There's gotta be a way to back up the money. Let's say like you go totally all 100% digital, then you still have to back up that money on digital money on something real.
Physically?
Yeah.
No, you just have no.
Yeah, that's how economy works.
Man, you don't know what kind of system you live in.
Yeah, that's how economy works. The U.S. used to have gold. You ever?
And not us individually.
Not us, but the government used to have gold. Like the economy, the U.S. economy used to be based on gold. And there is a lot of conspiracy theories about like somebody stole the money, somebody gave the money away, blah blah blah. Anyway,
I don't think that's a good system of currency. It's more about.
But they used to be based on
GDP.
that, dude.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's a good system.
I mean, regardless was an
a
good system or not, that was used to be before the U.S.
but
economy.
Now it's too complicated to be. There's too much money and not enough gold to represent the wealth of the world.
Okay,
but
all right,
that's
More
how,
than gold.
but that's how
it's bookkeeping of services and products.
But now the U.S. economy is not based on gold; it's based on military and the economy itself, the stock market and stuff.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Right,
a lot more complicated than gold.
Now, but there's still some countries that they base their economy on gold. What do you think China is buying all this gold?
Dude, I'm not worried about it.
Well, you don't know about China?
I'm not worried about gold.
But that's okay. Like, remember, like one time we say about the zombie apocalypse, the world, blah blah blah. But that's how it's
currency
gonna
would be
up.
bullets in that scenario, not gold.
That's gonna
Gold would be
end up-
worthless.
No, I think
In a zombie apocalypse, would you rather find a crate full of ammunition and food or gold?
That is
What the
one
hell's
of
gold
my.
gonna do for you?
I don't know. The humans have the tendency to just like gold, whatever.
Okay,
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't-
that's
I'll put
when
it to
they
you this
didn't
way.
have an education
Yeah,
and
but
understand the worth
I'll
of
put it to
other
you this way.
materials.
I'll put it to you this way. The Rothschild. You ever hear about this guy?
Rothschild, yeah.
Or the Waltons,
Okay.
or the Morgans, JP Morgan, whatever. All those people, they all, right?
Yeah.
And they want to still keep making money.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
What's up with
Because,
you're saying enough money, they have enough, they should stop trying to get more?
There is a greed. There is a greed to
No,
it, but
they don't seem to represent that. What they represent seems like they want to make more money.
Yeah.
because it's
money,
different.
money.
Okay, but that's a different state of life.
That's why you
that I
tax
don't understand.
them.
No,
That's why you tax them.
No. When we will worry about to cover our expenses, and that's what you worry about. You don't worry about like him says. I don't care about gold. I don't care about gold neither. What I want to buy, what I want to cover is my expenses for every month to my year.
Okay, let's say like you cover your expenses. Wouldn't you want to make more money than that?
Of course, but
Yeah.
we
you want to increase your power over society.
No.
That's
That's not it. It's not about you increase your power, because now you're talking another subject. Now we're talking about the greed that the people they have cover everything else. They have much and they want more. That's different.
That happens to every single one of us.
us though. Yeah, you want to get a computer to increase
like
your power.
Look, if you get hired in a place that you're gonna make $50,000 a year, then because you're currently making $30,000 a year, then you say, yeah, I'll take that. But then if some other place offer you 60, what are you gonna do? You go with the place.
Probably. I take a chance.
And then when you're there making $60,000 a year, and they say, hey, I kind of want a raise, and they give you another $10,000, and then you keep just going, and then there's gonna be a time where you say, hey, for the position that you are now, we can no longer
Yeah, it's a cap for everything.
Pay you $60,000. So we're gonna bump you up to be a regional manager, and then you regional manager, and then after the regional manager, you wanna be the state manager, and then you go to the corporate headquarters, and then that's. But I think like we always wanna make more and more and more, and that's to every human that I know that. No one is gonna say, no, I'm fine with what I make.
I don't think it's about the money, because I know a lot of people that has that kind of position. They've been corporate, they've been CEOs, and now they're doing something else. Because when you talk to them and they tell you a story, they say, okay, I went to the CEO for that company for 30 years and I got tired. Why you get tired? Because I had a lot of money, but I don't have time. I didn't have time for my family. I, made my kids, and I just saw him growing up in the bed. And when I realized I was too old, and I was too old to, to see him and to enjoy him, and I forgot what the life was about, the family, and I, dedicate my life to get more money.
What?
I think it's selfish.
You don't want to have family?
Children?
Yeah.
No.
So if you got $1 million right now, what would you do?
$1 million?
Okay. How about if all of a sudden your girlfriend gets pregnant? What will you do? You gonna have it?
I refuse to answer that question.
I mean, it's a normal thing.
But you're gonna get married though.
Or you will get married at least?
Maybe.
And but you don't believe in you're gonna go to the court and then have a judge marry you?
Maybe.
Or go to the church.
I just see it as a legal decision.
And some priest, they're gonna marry
but
you.
what would you want to marry? Don't you better off being just single?
Legally? Financially?
Yeah.
What? I mean, yeah, probably.
But you say you're gonna get married then?
I mean, married, there's the romantic married, and then there's like tethering someone financially to yourself, which is like,
but
maybe not the greatest.
I think marriage for me is like protection for the wife, So that means you can no longer go for around with other girls.
Sexist.
Yeah. That's what I think marriage is for me. It's like kind of like the system, the government. They want to protect the women. So by you staying with the woman, don't go goofing around anywhere else. And
couldn't you do that without
marriage?
Yeah.
Right, but then she wouldn't have the legal authority to keep you in.
Why would you want that?
Because in case you screw up, then she can choose.
Maybe the two of you just decide
she
that
can sue you for alimony.
Yeah, why would I want that? That sounds terrible.
But you don't. But some people do, though.
Yeah, some people do all kinds of terrible decisions.
She said, "It was kind of fun, that you don't believe in certain things, but you still do it anyway."
Like what?
Like marriage.
You're not unconscious because you want a partner, so you realize that you need somebody else just to please your desires.
It might be nice. I don't know.
So, do you ever consider that he thought that you using her?
What was that?
You ever considering that she's thinking of you, that you using her?
I'm using her?
Yeah.
For what?
But you do your pleasure desire, man. If you have sex with her, you're just using her because I don't want a family.
If you
but
marry her, then you're just using her for a family.
Now it's a different thing. That's different thing.
How's that different?
No, that's different thing. Because when you get married, you committed to her, and she commit to you. So that's different. So
if you break the promise, then she can sue you.
But why would I want that?
Because maybe she thinking of you that you use her. Maybe she's okay. Maybe she's using you.
I think we're talking about too much about his girlfriend. She's gonna get married. She listens to the podcast.
I'm not saying I wouldn't.
I would me out of this shit.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't think someone. I don't see the benefit in having the financial deterrence to cheat on someone.
So you're not a cheater.
Huh?
You're not a cheater?
No.
There you are.
You never cheated in your life?
What?
You never cheated in school, bro?
Just because I have in the past doesn't mean I'm going to do it in the future.
Yeah. Recurrence.
We're animals, and we make mistakes.
Okay, so then why does marriage solve that?
Because
She's being protected.
Because you're just scared? You're just like, oh, fuck, she's going to take all my money if I cheat on her. I better not.
Yeah, in a way,
That's dumb. That's dumb.
That's how people think, man. I think about that sometimes.
Yeah, I totally would have cheated on this bitch if I wasn't married to her. Is that what you're thinking?
No, I don't think about that.
You guys are using your wives. You just...
Yeah.
no, I don't use my wife.
Whatever.
I enjoy my wife. I enjoy my wife because that's what I did. That's what I decided to get married because I want a family. I want to have somebody to live with me, 24 hours, and I want to share.
Yeah.
And I want to share what is my life to have my legacy.
Don't you want to share your good times and your bad times and
I don't need to be
moments
married to do that.
moments of sick, moments of wealth, moments of health?
All right, my cousin has been he's been dating the same girl since he was in high school. They've been living together. They have a kid together. They're not married. They're engaged, and they've been engaged for like a decade.
They live in a permanent engagement.
They don't need it. They don't need marriage in order to live that life.
What about the legal stuff? What about if you
But
have kids?
listen, Cooper. Marriage. Listen to me very carefully. Very carefully. Marriage is a protection for the wife.
Yeah, why does it matter? She makes way more money than him.
You don't want to protect your wife.
Generalizing
What?
women.
You don't want to protect your wife in case.
I don't see that as a very good protection.
Yes, it is.
So you want to just leave her alone, if something happens. Okay,
Look,
you're not my wife.
I
You
know-
Still pay for things.
Look,
What?
look,
You can
I
do
know-
all the same things.
I know for a fact. I don't know if it's true, but I know for a fact it's true. No, I know people that they live together, they engage or whatever, and they say like the woman becomes pregnant, she has a child. After that, the guy doesn't want to know anything about either the child or the woman, so she has no right to sue him because they not married. She has the right to sue for the kid, like child support, and that's it. But then by the moment, she's sue him for the child support, then he will gain authority or custody, I would say, custody over the child, right?
Who? She?
No, him.
What?
Yeah, him. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, once again. If the girl gets pregnant in a married situation, right? Mm-hmm. Then the only thing she can do is sue the guy for child support.
Okay.
Right? At the moment the judge grants the child support, then he will gain custody of the child.
That's not
Yes.
how it works.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not how that works.
Mm-hmm.
I've known people in which the mother has the custody, but they receive money. I've known people that's the situation.
Like every situation is different though. But most likely, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Because then you have if I'm the dad, I'm gonna but I wanna see my kid, I wanna
You have access to see them, perhaps.
and then I
But that doesn't
want
mean that-
share custody. That's what it's called.
Okay,
Shared custody.
sure. But that doesn't mean total.
No, not total.
Taken from
Right.
her. No.
But some people, they don't want to share the custody, so they refuse the child support because they don't want the guy to see their kids ever again. Okay.
Okay.
That's stupid.
That's how marriage protects the woman because
Sure. I don't think it's absolutely necessary, though.
I don't know. It's not necessary, but it's just one more level of protection.
I get it.
No, you don't.
I get it, but I don't think it's necessary in all situations.
And I think at the bottom of all this, I think the education that matters, because we've been taught for many years about social economy, social democracy itself, government. how behave in front of other people, how, get more money, getting a career. But we don't been educated in family. That's why many kids, they have kids, they have a child.
Family is a core value of a society.
And we screwed up. As a society, we screwed up because we don't have values.
Say, family is a core value of a society.
What?
And we lost it.
Oh, family?
It's a core value of a society.
Yeah. I'm not saying everyone should stop having children.
But you're the one that are totally against kids. You.
I
don't need to be a breeder, man. There's tons of breeders out there.
No, it's fine. It's just, I think I think if somebody decide not to have kids, it's fine. I think you're gonna choose another path. But the truth it is,
the cat lady.
Cat lady.
We lack values. We lack values in this society, because if you have a child in your home and the child wants to do whatever they want, that's the problem. And they manipulate you to having things out of you. That's wrong.
Yeah, what are you trying to convince me to have kids?
No.
You're going against that right now.
No. I'm just saying that it also.
Your kids are going to lack values. They're going to want a bunch of things that they can't afford. It's great.
Yeah, man. You should have a bunch of kids. You have like 10 kids.
Like,
I remember my uncles and aunts. They have like 9 kids.
Yeah.
There used to be like back in the day. Used to be like large freaking families. Like,
and here in the United States, I've been seeing, and I went to Disney Park, and I see people with 5 kids.
Yeah.
If they have the money to do it, I'm glad. They're fine.
Yeah.
They can deal with them. But
just to wrap it up, guys, I will say like the problem with the society about being broke is the system, but at the same time is the education. People are not educated enough to take advantage of the system, because you can use the system for good, and they also can use it for the bad.
Mostly for the bad.
Either you get abused by the system, or you abuse the system. I don't see it the other way.
And
How about you?
And I think the people they have to. I'm sorry. And I think the people, they need to go and find good education right now. If you're in 30s, if you're like 19 years old,
what about you?
And you gotta stop doing credit. You gotta, guys, stop doing freaking credit.
What's the question? What about the economy, or what?
The question was like, why people are so broke? Because they dumbasses.
No, I don't try not to disparage people that are financially unstable. I mean, I tend to say that.
I say you either get abused by the system or you abuse the system.
Abused by the system.
Abused by the system, like all this credit corporation, they want you to have a credit card. The credit card you don't need, you can't afford.
Yeah.
And then people abuse their system.
I would change the system rather than try to change the behavior of the people
like
within the
all
system.
these people with, some people, they do need like food stamps, welfare, Section 8.
Yeah.
But some people don't, man. That's abusing the system.
Then I would say that there's better ways of improving those people's lives, and think about ways to do that.
I think all that has to do with education.
Yeah, sure. Education is a great way to improve people's lives.
What do you do, JT?
I think in this society we need values. We need values, and we want to find values in back to our roots, how the families get together, and we need education. The system has to change in education. The system has to change in how we manage the money. And as a parent, you need to get worried and says, okay, I want to take a course on how to handle money and how to teach my kid to handle money. And I think that's one of the most important things. And if I don't want grandchilds, as soon as they be in puberty, I need to teach them too. That's a home project. You need to teach your kids, hey, if you're gonna get laid down with this guy, you're gonna have to buy diapers. You need to get to work. The life is crazy out there. So you need to teach them, your kids, if planning ahead, and you need to teach them how to save money. That's my advice today.
All right, guys, that's our show for today, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. This is Common Sense. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And see you out to the next.
See you.